morning. Today is October 26th, 9:25 a.m. And I was thinking about relationships and when people move on, sometimes there's some unresolved issues. Meaning, like, what did I do wrong? Why did you hurt me like this? Will you ever understand? Well, what's the point in moving on if you're gonna still hold on to what could have made it right? Now, sometimes you may want to grow for self-development to say, okay, I don't want to do that anymore. But some people are so intricately woven that what you did to them may not affect the next person. When you're dealing with brokenness and you touch a sore spot, it hurts. Even if it's not supposed to, like, you're not supposed to have sores on your body. That's why your body heals. And it amazes me that we can heal in the flesh or in the physical, or a cut will heal faster than our heart will heal. So I say, when you're caught up with why something didn't work, that's a you issue. And you need to figure out how you need to grow with that you issue. Take that issue to God. And if God wills for you to understand what happened that hurt that person, then pray for his wisdom and understanding over the situation. Sometimes it's just, it wasn't meant to be. Or sometimes the season is just over with that person. Some people are there just to carry you to the next lesson, blessing, or person. But you determine how far you go with these people. And the more you keep moving with somebody who you're not supposed to be with, the longer the hurt gonna linger. Or the greater the hurt gonna become, because that's not where you're supposed to be. Going back to the original premise of trying to figure out what a person did wrong, I remember in my first marriage, it was, the obvious thing was cheating and arguing. You know, nobody likes a cheater and fussing and fighting. But at the same time, there were some lurking variables in there, some underlying issues that made the relationship a little more sensitive than necessary. What was the root cause of the argument? And I was allowed to understand that at the end of the relationship, which made me want to help her and myself heal. Because I'm like, if we can get through this, nothing will ever take us apart. Regardless, she wasn't willing to move forward, and I understand. I totally understand. And when you understand, thank God for the peace of understanding. And when you don't understand, maybe it's not for you to understand. There are mysteries in life that none of us may ever understand. Sometimes trying to understand someone with whom you are, like for males, trying to understand the woman you with on every issue that they have. You're not. For the woman, trying to understand the male that you with, you may not understand every issue. You may not understand why you going off hurts him so bad. He loves you, that's why. So it's like rejection multiplied. So I just want to say, everything in life is not meant to be understood. It's just not. I can tell you all day that you put a seed in the ground, you put some water on it, you put it in the right type of soil, a tree gonna grow from a little bitty acorn or a mustard seed plant. You get this big old tree. And I mean, you can even understand the chemical reaction of how long it's gonna take once this water hits this and activates this and the root sprouts out and starts growing. But it's still like, I mean, I know it is, but like, you can take any seed. This is just what it is. And my point in saying that is some things is just a what is. And you have to, it's acceptance. It's overstanding instead of understanding. That's just what it is. They can tell you till you blue in the face of why the situation is, or may not tell you nothing, and you still may not understand. It's just an acceptance of this is what it is. And when you dare to engage in relationships with people, you dare to take the risk of being hurt, not being together forever, dealing with somebody who's so selfish that they'll never see you as a human being outside of themselves, because all they see is self. But that's the risk we take when we engage in relationships. And yeah, on the good side, you could deal with a person that's wonderful, and that wonderfulness can come sometimes just in situations where y'all together. You could be in a situation where your significant other has children and you got children, and y'all don't agree too much about how to raise kids. But at the same time, y'all get along great. You could be in a situation with somebody who you get along well with around the kids, but when y'all one-on-one, y'all don't get along that well. And that could be a transition. Anyway, there are so many different ways that a relationship can transpire, but if you're not willing to go through and at least be patient enough to see who you're dealing with before you get too involved, it's just a gamble. It's just a risk. But there's no gamble with God. When you listen and he tells you, hey, this ain't who you should be with, or hey, this is who you need to be with, this way you need to be. I keep telling you this way you need to be. You'll learn or not. You'll accept or not. You'll grow or not. You'll live or not. Survival and existence, that's no longer a choice for me. I shall live life in abundance to the full and to the overflow. God is my source, and thank God for his resources. Thank God for parents, friends, loved ones, children, people that support me. And I'm not just saying financially or mentally. Sometimes it's just motivation to push forward. Sometimes it's something that I can't even explain that just inspires me to just want to do more. But hey, I'm thankful that God made me the way he made me, and I can accept how he made me. And that's something that's going to help you in these relationships as you transition from out of relationship and become whole and become healthy enough to relate. But if you can't look in the mirror and truly own your own stuff, like for real, own your stuff, own the fact that you did good by this person and they just for whatever reason left. Own that you did wrong by this person and the relationship ended. Accept that this person don't want you back. Accept that you don't want that person back. Accept that you don't have to explain nothing to that person if they all decided that we're going to no longer engage. Learn to accept, even if you don't understand. Thank you, Lord, for peace, because you are with us no matter what the condition is. Thank you, Lord, for understanding what we need to understand, accepting what we don't, and to be able to keep pushing.